Welcome to Glacier Peak High School and STSPN's presentation of high school Washington boys lacrosse. Scott Ohsman, Steve Sawyer, high above the little bleachers here at Glacier Peak for the inaugural 2021 boys lacrosse. What's up, Steve?
Scott, we've been gone a long time. We've gone through some serious tough times as a community, and it's just fantastic to be back here at Glacier Peak High School watching some boys high school lacrosse.
Yes, tonight we have the home team, and you see on your screen in white Glacier Peak Grizzlies under the direction of Michael Rexroad in his second year. Really started in 2019, but obviously we didn't play last year. Facing off the visited in the black and orange, the Monroe Bearcats under really full first year head coach Matthew Morris. And this is the first game. They've played some jamboree, Steve. They've practiced just for a little bit. But I talked to both coaches before. I said, anything you're excited about? They're just like, I'm excited to play. I can't even tell you anything about the kids. I'm just so excited to be here.
You have two formidable mascots in the animal kingdom going against each other, the Bearcats and the Grizzlies. Other than that, I think a lot of it's going to have to happen on the field, and we're going to just see how this all plays out, because we're devoid of stats. We're devoid of a whole entire year of lacrosse games and play, so we are just excited for this to start again.
So, but be all of that, Monroe, we have leadership, we have seniors, we have veterans against veterans here, Steve Sawyer. Monroe coming in with a load of seniors that have a ton of experience, and it starts with number 6, their Johnny Martinez, their goalie, who played all the games last year, and Glacier Peak will be starting their first goalie. Be patient with us on names, numbers, and everything else as X and we are off. Looks like Trevor Meldrum started for Glacier Peak, and it's number 10 now. Ryder Wilkinson gets it, but he's cross-checked, and the ball is down. Foley, number 9 in the middle of it, had some great playing time in that epic playoff game in 19 for Glacier Peak against the Sumner Spartans, but Jensen in 20, and look at 20 in white behind at X. Steve, we remember what he can do.
Yeah, Jensen is formidable. He can move the ball. He's got great ball control, and he's a big leader on the team. Fantastic feeder.
18 goals, the full last season 2019 stats here. As Meldrum, that's a step down, a good save by Martinez on the rebound, though. Comes out with it is Trevor Meldrum.
See, shots like that, Scott, I'm okay with at the beginning of the game because Meldrum followed up his shot and was able to pick up the garbage, and they still got the ball.
Back out over the wing there, Foley, and big number 10, definitely one of the tallest kids out here. That's Ryder. He had quite a freshman campaign. Another shot and a save right in to the net of Martinez. The clear. Oh, and a nice pickup there by Kennedy. Jackson Kennedy, one of the big scorers, as he'll set it up on the right side. 5 goals, 18 ground balls in 2019. And they'll get it up top. As we just get things going here.
Ill-advised pass on Monroe right there. Scott threw it into the turf, and Monroe lost it out of bounds.
And defense is where we'll see Glacier Peak. They have some big losses. Graduation. 13 comes up with it, though. Shoots and scores.
Gage Russin with a laser from the outside, left hand.
And Gabe Russin. Again, he had some big, he was a freshman, came out, 7 goals, 7 assists, 17 ground balls, and he starts off the 2021 campaign with the first goal of this season.
Scott, Monroe has to have an answer for that transition. That ball was moved extremely quick down the field, and it was a single pass. They have to slide, they have to move, and they have to be able to cut off the ball and take the shooter. They can't let those single passes and scores happen on them.
It's taken that time by Monroe, but ball's out. That's Cameron Rogers, sophomore at X, but it's going to end up in GP's side. Foley back out to Jensen. So that face-off so far, again, we're just very early, 9:39 first quarter action here. Trevor Meldrum, if you're just joining us, there's Foley there at X. And a lot of juniors. And there's Meldrum. Gets back to Foley. Foley. There's a shot and another score by Russin.
That would be a goal, number 15, Gage Russin.
Scott, somebody's going to have to pick up Russin. I mean, they're letting him get way too close to the cage. He's able to get extension, get his hands off of his body, and take full shot at the goal, and he's just painting the corners.
It's too much. Jayden LaPointe there, the senior on defense, and they're talking about it. 2-0, but very early, 9:16 in the first quarter out here. Joshua Moore back there, one of the other senior defenders, as we're back at X. The spot here, and it's Meldrum. Meldrum's going to be tough.
Yeah, Meldrum has an extremely quick clamp, and they're going to have an answer for that because they do not want Glacier Peak controlling the ball for long periods of time in this game.
And that's the challenge with Glacier Peak. Now they're much older here, Steve, but they got a lot of people who can shoot and score from everywhere.
Scott, last time we announced these guys, most of these juniors were freshmen.
Yep. They lost an epic overtime, 11-10 to Sumner. Ryder Wilkinson scores to get him into overtime to tie it with like 2.5 seconds. There's Wilkinson! And Ryder shakes his head, yes!
So Ryder is particularly deep, but he goes low and keeps it low, keeping the goalie on his toes, and finds 5-hole.
Martinez able to stop the first 2 or 3 shots. Right now we're sitting 8:24 left, 3-0 Glacier Peak.
Scott, there's no answer for that on defense other than you just have to get out on the ball. You cannot let them shoot from wherever they're standing and have their hands free. You got to stick on the ball.
So again, Meldrum, now we have a different person there on the face-off. '94 Logan Wolf there, the senior. And this time Monroe gets it. They needed that.
So it looks like Mason Wheeler and Meldrum are switching off on face-off, giving Mason some time at face-off as well.
Shot, and that is saved. Jackson Kennedy whips it in there, but that's a good save there by Savage. Yes, he started for JV in 2019. He's the senior. And Ryder will just hang out with it up here. Now that's Wheeler, as you said, Steve, number 41 in white with the ball now.
Scott, both of these goalies have some height and they fill the cage. It'll be interesting to see if these guys can continue to find the corners and make these goalies really work. But so far, Glacier Peak has, I mean, even though they've been open and they've had free chances at their shots, they have been placing the ball extremely well.
Wheeler just a freshman. But head coach, and there's a ill-advised pass, nicely done, broken up. And here come the Bearcats. And that's Josh Harris, 13, who gets the breakup. But on the transition, they lose it. And now Savage gets it in his stick, and they'll move it down. Good transition. Here they come. Meldrum. Foley. That goes by. It's going to be Monroe ball.
A little bit tough for Foley to handle on that one. It would have been a lot better if he was able to put it to the other side of his body. But, I mean, I don't know how you compete with that transition, Scott. They have to do something about how fast Glacier Peak moves the ball down the field.
Schumacher 11 with it, getting hassled there by Jensen. And there's a flag. And now Schumacher just getting doubled. He's got to get rid of the rock.
So now we got to push, and we got to slash before that. Loose ball push and slash. Well, not loose ball push. Push during play and slash prior to that.
Ryland Schumacher 11. He hung in there.
He did.
And he'll jog off.
So now let's see what Monroe can do with man up.
And who are they putting there? Trying to see who's going to go in the box. Looks like Russin. Is that Gage Russin they're putting in?
It is.
We're not on the others. You can see we don't know from the officials as far as the time, releasable, those kind of things.
I'm guessing that they've put Gage in for 30-second releasable, but we shall see. Not particularly vicious, but clearly was a slash.
Ed Springate, Jordy Almgren are officials tonight on a nice spring night here, late April. Ooh, thinks about that one. Back here, Harris. Harris, one of their better scorers, just loses it a little bit, gets it back. Takes a bump. Harris, weaving his way, spins. Doesn't get it, gets back. Now it's broken up on the ground. Who's going to get it? It looks like 33, Ben Quartaro. The sophomore comes, it gets it down to the trusty hands of Foley.
Max Foley, deepest attackman, ends up getting the ball, rolls through everybody.
Max got some great time in 2019 as a freshman, and it was kind of pivotal there in the late minutes of that playoff game. Meldrum rolling it back now.
Yeah, I was just talking to Max's parents before the game, and he's practiced a ton. I mean, having this time off from lacrosse has been difficult for all these guys, but a lot of them doing wall ball, been doing a lot of off-season practicing, off-season workouts, and we're seeing a lot more sure-handed play by these players than what we were used to a year and a half ago.
Yeah. Trevor Meldrum out there getting some footwork practice done. He's now rider. Now they've extended the defense. There's 13 in black out there on him, Harris. And now we're even. Here's Jensen. Jensen. Meldrum. That's good save. That was a dart. Nice job by Martinez.
Yeah, Martinez had that one spotted the whole way in. I would have liked to have seen them change levels on that and not go from high to high.
The long stick Moore, Joshua Moore can't handle it there. And
I mean, Scott, I don't know how you get it past 20 because he's like 6'9". Like with his arms plus his stick, he's probably a long stick.
Yeah, maybe. Daxton Jensen, the senior there. Committed to play lacrosse at D2 there, Westminster College in Salt Lake City, Utah. And they're back out, and this is Wheeler, the freshman. There's a shot, and it gets by. Russin again. He is renting real estate. He's got an Airbnb over there, Stiller.
That was tough because Martinez had it spotted. He was right on the ball, but he was back on his heels and he wasn't on his toes when Russin let that shot go. And as you can see, you know, Martinez fell back into the cage. I think if he was able to get out over his knees and on his toes, he'd have had that.
4-0, Glacier Peak, 3:01 left to go in the first quarter. Great replay. Thank you to STSPN. Todd Elvig, our executive producer, 5-tool player. Got Sarah Elvig, senior vice president of everything, on camera. Nice job there for Cameron Rogers, the sophomore. Oh, and it's picked off by Big 11 Olmsted, the senior. He had some play in 2019,
Picked up by number 13, Ryan Black.
but Ryan Black,
And the clear.
they have 13 for Ryan. Shot and scores!
And score by number 13, Ryan Black.
They have him 13, Ryan Black. I had him 30, just like he wore in football, but that is the yard chipper picking up the stick.
Yeah, you don't have much. I mean, that right side of the cage is just picking Martinez apart. Defense has got to do something about letting them go to the right side. That's left-hand shots and right-hand shots all from that same side. Clearly, that's a strong side for Glacier Peak's offense. And, I mean, I would push my defense and double teams to that side just to try to combat them and make them move the ball more.
Procedure call there in Monroe to go to Meldrum. Ryan Black coming off Everett Harold's player of the year. Uh-oh, that's a pass that they're going to want back as Jensen just didn't put a stick down far enough.
Little sloppy play there by Glacier Peak, but watch this ride. They have a pretty strong ride.
Martinez goes deep. He's got a teammate right there, Joshua Moore, 88, but he gets to this boundary and he's going to have problems trying to get it in the middle. Back to Cameron Rogers. Now there's a scrum for it. Who's going to come out with it? Jackson Kennedy's trying to get it. There's a call whistle from the near side here, and it'll be Grizzly ball.
I think it was loose ball push on Monroe.
Russin, the hat trick already with the stick. Although I think last year, Ryder Wilkinson, didn't he have 7 goals in one of our games against Everett?
Yeah, but I think tonight he's trying to make up for that whole entire year we've lost to Lacrosse. So.
Yeah. 5-0, 1:27 left to go in this first quarter. Scott Ohsman, Steve Sawyer with you on actually a pretty decent night. Not quite like summer. And Wheeler, the freshman, wants to get into the stat book, and he'll shoot wide. It'll stay Glacier Peak ball. Jensen.
I think that was the first ill-advised shot that I've seen where they missed the cage. Everything else has been on cage.
And number 5 gets into it, and that's Adon Salazar. Or Aiden Salazar, excuse me.
Scott, they are picking Martinez 5-hole apart, so they have to get when offense is getting their hands up and they're getting those overhead shots, they can generate tremendous power. Defense has got to get their stick on their hands. They got to interrupt that shot motion.
Timeout on the field by Monroe. 6-0, 1:04 left to go. We'll be right back here with more high school boys lacrosse on STSPN.
Bickford Ford is Western Washington's #1 Ford truck store. Northwest weather is always a challenge, and we work regardless of what it's doing outside. Your truck better do more than just come along for the ride. It needs to work as hard as you do. The Ford Super Duty is that truck. Since 1934, Bickford has been matching the best truck to the right job. See one of Washington's largest inventories of F-Series and Super Duty trucks. Bickford Ford on Bickford Avenue in Snohomish and Bickford.net.
All right, we're back here, 6-0, 1:04 left in the first quarter. Glacier Peak, Monroe, high school boys lacrosse. Everybody just excited to be playing, and this is very similar when we did football, Steve. When in the first game we did, I went down and was even talking to all the officials, and everyone was just so excited to be there. They didn't really care about much else.
Yeah, I don't think anybody cares about the score on the scoreboard. I don't think anybody cares about what's going on in the world today. I think everybody is just happy to be here, happy to see boys lacrosse back in Washington, up here in the North End. And, I mean, there's just nothing that makes you more happy than to be out here and watching high school lacrosse.
In Monroe, they have some players. They got to get on offense. First of all, they haven't had a lot of possessions, number one. They're not winning at the face-off so far. But when they do get it, they have number 13, Harris, who talked about. He's scored some goals in 2019. Number 10, Kennedy, also a goal scorer. They had a tough year in 2019, 0-6 in conference, 4-8 overall. But they're a lot bigger, just like all these kids we saw when they were freshmen. They're a little bigger now as juniors and seniors.
Yeah, I think what I'd like to see Monroe do, Scott, is I'd like to see them stretch out their offense. They need to move the ball around the perimeter, and they need to start running some two-man game. I think that's the only way that you're going to get Glacier Peak's defense off and having to slide. Otherwise, if they're going to play man-on-man the whole game, they're going to have a long game.
Logan Wolf, 94, trying to get the face off, and Russin comes up with it after it goes back and forth a few times. And that's the other thing. These 50-50 balls are killing Monroe right now.
No, I mean, every time I see a Glacier Peak guy get hit, he barely moves.
Yeah.
So these kids have been hit in the weight room.
Well, we saw number 10 in white who has it right now, Ryder Wilkinson, 1 goal so far, but saw a lot of these kids, and some of them on the football field. Trevor Meldrum, Ryan Black, of course, who had just a monster year at running back. And he's trying to decide where he's going to go take his services on Saturdays. And he played when he was a youth, or he's played, I guess, younger as there's a turnover there. And here's Monroe gets a shot at it. Jackson Kennedy trying to run it in, number 10 through the midfield. And they will not get it off in time as we've gone through 1. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with the second quarter and more youth Ryan Black lacrosse stories after we come back.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
You can almost smell those fresh ground beans. Airfield Espresso at Harvey Field has been serving delicious cups of gourmet happiness for over 25 years. Excellent service and lasting relationships is their top priority. Stop in and experience the kindness and joy that exude from this special place, one cup at a time.
Back here, Scott Ohsman, Steve Sawyer, Glacier Peak Monroe boys high school lacrosse. The first game of this 2021 campaign here, as number 16 Cameron Rogers, the sophomore there, at the face-off. Facing a tough Meldrum. Now he flips this one and it's picked up, and that is Joshua Harris. Josh Harris gets it. Trying to get out of the way, get through traffic, and now he'll bounce it back up, get it over to Kennedy. And Harris and Kennedy have to get something going here. Rogers over there. Peyton Boyd also on the attack, a junior. They got to get in some rhythm here, don't they, Sawyer?
Well, it's much better. I mean, they're definitely spreading out their offense now. This is where they can't just run in and try to do ISOs. They need to run a two-man game and get those guys moving in the middle. Otherwise, they're just going to get owned every time they enter the center gauntlet.
Yeah, the Wolf tried it there, and then that's just a tough pass with a lot of bodies, and they come up with it. Cole Burrows, the senior, 31 for Monroe, and there's a call there, and it'll be Monroe ball. And Harris again with it.
I think Glacier Peak got pushed off sides, and so ball goes back to Monroe because off sides.
6-0, 11-17 here in the second quarter. First game, so a lot of jitters, a lot of things going on. Both coaches, you can see they're a little nervous. Oh, what defense. Ryder dub.
Ryder. Just stretching out the legs.
Yeah, here comes Jensen. Jensen swings, and that one's wide. Right. Monroe, that's a long ball. Trouble right there. And Ryan Black gets it. So Glacier Peak here back with possession. Monroe's had a couple times here, Steve. And it's, like you said, trouble getting in the midfield. Then they're trying to make long passes.
Yeah, and I really want to see Monroe stretch out their defense a little bit more and push out on these guys and really test them one-on-one and force them to drive, because what's happening is they're playing in too tight and they're letting them get close to the cage without anything on their hands.
Meldrum takes it now. Foley back around. Here's Jensen. Working the corner, tries to get inside. Now he's doubled. Harris breaks it up, and good job there by the Bearcats. It's Schumacher, but he can't get through the gauntlet, as you said. He is double, triple team. He's got sticks all over him.
I mean, every time there's a ground ball or there's a change of possession, Glacier Peak has a swarming ride, and they got to get the ball out of that. They got to get it past to the next adjacent player and get it back on offense.
Meldrum working, dealing, and there's going to be a call on Monroe. Looks like on Kennedy. Oh, no. That's on the Grizzlies. Crease violation. Kennedy rips it down to Schumacher, but now the ball is on the ground. Good. Chandler gets it, 45. Still getting bounced around. Tough pass.
Oh,
and
Scott, I would have liked to see him just take that back to X and settle that down.
Yeah, there's Olmstead gets in the way, and now they're dealing. Zach Johnson, 28 in the game. Now he'll run off. Along with 24 there, Tong. Now they were in for a second. Now here's Wheeler, the freshman. Meldrum. What a beast is he, huh? I mean, in 19, he had 55 ground balls in 6 games, Steve. That's just insane.
Yeah, that's what you call just a junkyard dog.
Schumacher gives him a little room, and he flips it, but there's Martinez to stop it. That was a long ranger.
No, and that was the first. I mean, they've been picking apart Martinez 5-hole, and that is the first one, low to low, but that was the first one he picked up low and was able to make a save.
Harris meets a triple team, and he tries to bust through it. Not there. Tong picks it up, gets it over to Russin. Russin trying to share the love there. Ryder Wilkinson, the big 6'5" kid. And they'll set it up from up top.
Yeah, Scott, I don't know what they fed these kids during COVID, but some of these kids are huge.
That's what, when Tim and I do football, it's a two-fridge situation is what we call that, Steve. That's a true fridge and a freezer in the garage is what you call that. Look at Jensen. He's gotten bigger and stronger. And now they swing it around. Russin already with 3. Tonight, that one, nice pickoff there by Kennedy. Kennedy with wheels. 7:12 left to go in the second quarter. Still with it. Bouncer. And Savage got a stick on it. And Monroe will keep it.
All right, this is where I'd like to see Monroe settle down, move the ball around the perimeter, stretch their defense, and start to run some two-man game.
Spins here. He's got some size. Chandler, 45 there, had it. Now it's back here to Kennedy. Kennedy trying to split. Boy, look, now they triple him. And there's a shot high. And that's Gunnar Carswell, the junior, with that shot. The midi. Here comes, now he's getting double teamed and he loses the ball. Olmstead again in there. Trevor Chandler trying to make something happen behind X. Here's Wheeler now. And they got numbers. Jensen just loses his stick. Drops behind him. Now the ball's down. Gabe Johnson, Martinez in there. He's playing. Jensen gets the ground ball. That's dangerous. Come on, former goalie Sawyer. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, but Jensen has to go after that because that ball just absolutely flipped out his back door, and he needed to go all out for that ball because he deserved that one back. But yes, that tough on the goalie. Couple different flips, wasn't able to get a handle on the ball. Glacier Peak ends up with it again, unfortunately.
Foley looking to do something. Now spins inside. He has the crease. He has angle, and he flips it in. Max Foley with his first of the year.
Max Foley with the shot and goal at 5:12.
Max Foley, Jr., with the inside whirling dervish roll.
He pulled him out, and he had him on his hip, and right when he did, boom. Nice job. You know, right, top right shelf. 7-0, 5:12 left to go in the second quarter.
And again, Scott, I know I've been saying it, but that's right side of the cage once again, and they have to slide. They have to get help on those. They cannot let them get those ISOs on the right side of the cage and just turn those players into mush. I mean, they're just putting them in the dust, and there's nobody coming to help.
Ball down. That's a great job there by Monroe, and Kennedy comes up with it. Cameron Rogers doing a nice job at X here, or at the face-off, and here's Kennedy. 1-on-5. Flag up. Here comes Harris. Harris finding a driving player. And there's a bouncer from Schumacher.
All right, let's see if Monroe can do something with their man-up offense again this time. I'd really like to see them moving the ball around the perimeter and get some of them cutters.
So Meldrum going to have some time to ponder. I'm real interested to see who number 30 is for Glacier Peak, the long pole right there.
Jack Olmstead.
No, I think that's 11. Or maybe it is Jack Olmstead, right.
Yeah, Danny is 11.
Got it.
Bro.
All right, Monroe, their second time being in a man up here. Looking for their first goal. Harris with the ball. Gets it to Kennedy. Now they're going to flip it around. Wolf. 94 out there as Harris. The other thing, Steve, when Monroe's been down there, they've getting a double and a triple. They gotta get the ball out of there before that gets on them. Here's just an errant pass. Good check there.
Oh, but it flips right back to Glacier Peak.
Chandler had a nice trail check there, got it back for a second, and here comes Glacier Peak once again. Now fast break. Foley finds Russin. Russin dead to rights and scores his fourth. That's cold-blooded.
Yep, 1-2. Russin just buries it in the back of the net. Again, that dreaded right side of the cage.
Well, their transition, as we've seen from early, that was great. A dish from Foley with Russin just barreling down, right? Trailing, hustling.
Yeah, Monroe just doesn't have an answer for it. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what they can do with this, but I mean, they have to get on ball. They have to slide quicker, and they just have to move. They're just not hitting their slides. They're not getting on the ball right away, and Glacier Peak is just moving the ball too good. There are a lot of really good handles on this team. They have excellent catching skills and passing skills on this team.
Wheeler's trying to face off for Glacier Peak, and Monroe handles that. Good job by Cameron Rogers. Gets it to Kennedy. Kennedy back over. And Harris puts it in. The first goal for 2021 is Joshua Harris.
Harris just peeks around from the left side, keeps the stick low, finds 5-hole, little dumper.
Nice job there by Harris.
Yeah, I mean, that's really the first time that I've seen him get pressurization or penetration to the cage.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to even get to the cage.
What's so fun about lacrosse, if you're relatively new to it or maybe not, is things happen in a hurry. There's some leads that just aren't that safe because the momentum can change and people can score very quickly.
Yeah, let's hope we can see Monroe work off of this momentum because you know as well as I do that this game is made up of a bunch of runs, and let's see if Monroe can start that and put this on a run.
Meldrum back at the face-off for Glacier Peak, and Rogers. Oh, and he's tossed.
Wow, that was surprising, Scott.
Black.
I thought for sure there was going to be a trip on that.
Treated him like a linebacker, trying to tackle him in the gridiron. Black gets rid of it. Now it's on the ball on the ground. And this is those ground balls we talked about. Ryder comes out of it, and he puts it up high, getting all kinds of business. Russin, can he get 5? He slips in. Yes, he can. Oh, my.
I don't think Russin's shots have been more than 4 or 5 inches from the corner on every single one. He is absolutely blistering the corners.
Boy, he just kind of hesitated. He just paused a little bit, thought he was going to have a little timeout, and no. He flicks it in a hurry. He's got quite a release.
Facing off number 16, Cameron Rogers.
Cameron Rogers back at the face-off spot here. Wheeler for Glacier Peak.
Yeah, Scott, there's just no answer for Russin other than just getting this. You got to get your stick head on his hands.
And those ground balls, 50-50 balls, just killing him. Kennedy comes up with it, though, and Rogers doing a good job here lately on the face-off. Kennedy wants a little something, and a save there by Savage. Savage almost loses. He does. Harris does a good job. And Kennedy back up with it. 2:34 left in the half.
Savage makes a great bouncer, low crossbody save. Those sweep saves are some of the toughest to make. Makes a great save, but unfortunately gets back check, and Monroe gets the ball back.
Harris with Kennedy from top. Yes!
Kennedy low to low, finds the right side of the cage.
That was a nice little wind-up and shot by Jackson Kennedy.
Left of your goalie, just hitting him right past between the knee and the waist. Great placement of the ball on that one.
2:17 left to go in the second quarter. 9-2 now. Glacier Peak on top, and they quickly put Trevor Meldrum back to face off against Rogers. Levin Schumacher, and we have a young boy. Hopefully he's all right. Took a spill here on the bleachers. He looks like he's fine, though. And Meldrum comes out of it. Quickly, they attack. It's wide. Boy, they went right at him, didn't they?
No, the ball movement is amazing. That was just slightly high. I thought we were going to see another one buried in the corner. But Monroe gets it back. Let's see if we can do something with it this time.
Now under 2 to go. Josh Moore, the senior 88, had it, the long stick. He gets it down. They do clear it for a second, but now it's back to Glacier Peak. Litchfield gets it. Here's Tong. Tong gets just leveled.
Oh, I think he was a little bit too high up on that, had his hands up in the helmet.
LaPointe, 41 in black.
I think, unfortunately, Scott gave him a little chin music with the shaft.
Yep, and he'll take a seat. Asian Tong here that took that hit. Senior. Plan to go to UW, play a little club lacrosse.
So, Scott, this is the first time we get to see Glacier Peak on their man up. Let's see what they can do.
Yep. Head coach for Glacier Peak, Michael Rexroad, he gets Kyle Plesson, his old teammate from Rutgers. I talked to him. I said, yeah, boy, Rutgers, the top 20 right now. They're ranked 14th. They're playing well. A couple Big Ten teams hashing it up with the Blue Bloods of lacrosse.
Rutgers are no joke this year. Fun to watch.
And there's a low shot. Is that Jensen? I think it is. And it was Wilkinson to Jensen, and Jensen gets his second.
Yeah,
boy,
again, they're not changing levels. I mean, they are shooting where they're showing they're shooting, and either Martinez is getting screened and he's not picking it up. We do have low light situations, so the ball is harder to pick up when it's like this, but they're keeping it pretty simple, low to low, high to high, but they're finding the back of the net.
Lights are on here. Is a kind of a pretty evening as you see the mountains in the background here. What a setting. Oh, and Black wanted a little some of that. He left it up for Wheeler. Wheeler back to Black. Black can't hang on. And he'll end up with Monroe ball. Burrows gets it off to Kennedy. 1:05 left to go in the second quarter. Kennedy looking to see if he has numbers. He does not. And here's Harris. Harris and Kennedy, the two scorers for Monroe. Harris finally gets a crease now. He's slide double. There's a flag up. There's a shot way wide. That's 45.
I think we got a bit of a high helmet slash.
People yelling, and 45.7 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Glad you're with us here.
That is a slash, and it'll be 1 minute unreleasable.
1 minute unreleasable, Steve, with 45 seconds left.
Yeah, you can't have those cross checks to the melon. Ill-advised.
Logan Wentlet going to be sitting doing the time over there as Monroe trying to get things going. See if they can get a little something right before half.
Yeah, this would be a big push for them because they've been 0 for 2 now with their man up. So
Kennedy goes low high. The fence saves that. They'll retain possession.
Kennedy, good thought, but a little bit off cage.
Chandler with it, the big fella. 45 goes up high. Here's straight up, and it's into the net of Savage. Wolf with the shot, and now he's getting harassed by Harris. And there's a cross check, and Harris picks his pocket. Tries to get it to Chandler, and it's broken up. Savage back out there. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. I don't think he got it off, and it's barely saved by Savage.
It definitely wouldn't have counted, but I can't believe that Savage came back and stabbed the ball.
You can take another look at it.
A great way to end the half of play, 10-2, Glacier Peak over the
Time running out, and he's running. That's it.
there, folks. There's a 5-minute
That's more baseball. That's a grounder through between third and second right there.
That is third base diving for the screamer down the left field
So
line.
one hopper gets into left field, and it's a stand-up double. All right, that is halftime. It is 10-2, Glacier Peak on top. It's been fun. We're going to have some more fun. Scott Ohsman, Steve Sawyer. We'll take a little break here for halftime. We'll be back with the second half on STSPN.
Finger guns.
At GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, we know that comfort is more than just the heating and cooling equipment we deliver. It's also the comfort our customers feel with the people they engage with in the process. For over 40 years, residents of Snohomish County have trusted GNS Heating to improve the comforts of their home. And now you can save 15% on air conditioning during the month of March. Visit gsheating.com and save 15% off air conditioning today.
Bickford Ford is Western Washington's #1 Ford truck store. Northwest weather is always a challenge, and we work regardless of what it's doing outside. Your truck better do more than just come along for the ride. It needs to work as hard as you do. The Ford Super Duty is that truck. Since 1934, Bickford has been matching the best truck to the right job. See one of Washington's largest inventories of F-Series and Super Duty trucks. Bickford Ford, on Bickford Avenue in Snohomish and Bickford.net.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
All righty, welcome back. Second half here. Glacier Peak Monroe High School boys lacrosse high atop here. One of the most scenic fields around Glacier Peak High School. Scott Ohsman, Steve Sawyer. And we were talking during the half. Glacier Peak, I tell you, the ball control, the movement is impressive.
Yeah, I mean, not that they didn't have a great ball movement and great skills a year and a half ago or a season ago, but there is a massive difference in at the speed they're moving the ball, the kind of handle that everybody has on the team. Nobody is trying to do one-on-one ISOs. Nobody's trying, except for Max Foley's cage roll. Everybody else has just been getting it off of feeds, and they've been moving the ball on transition. They've been moving the ball on offense, and they are absolutely owning the ground balls.
Well, we're back at it here. Monroe with the ball. There's a swing and a miss.
So the freshman's in the cage this half. Oh, no, they
No,
didn't switch.
I see Savage.
Oh, my bad. I saw the freshman warming up. I thought they were making a goalie change.
There was an infraction there. I don't know what it was, but Monroe gets the ball back. Number 13, Josh Harris has it. And Savage gets a roller, and he gets that one out of there. Harris swings in. Did he get it? No. Other side. Harris with some thrifty, sneaky business there. Ryan Black, 13. Fresh off running 350-some yards the last game against Lake
Ryan
Stevens.
Black, the human clear.
He is the human clear. That's gotten by Monroe. Now it's getting a little sloppy. Again, there's Meldrum. Talk about the cleaner. Talk about the vacuum. He's a Dyson, I think, as we should call him.
Check that kid's stick. What is up with the Canadian stick skills?
I think I'm going to call him Dyson.
I'm going to stick with my junkyard dog.
All right. You do you, Steve. Glacier Peak out here, 10-2. A little controversy is who has to what goals. We'll have to check. I can check with Eric Briggs, our official scorer in the booth. Jensen turns the corner. Doesn't like what he sees. Flips it out. Ryder turns, and he's stopped by Martinez. A hot shot right there by Ryder Wilkinson.
Martinez with the low save takes out the Matumbo finger and says, no, no, no.
Not in my house. I love those ads. Monroe just trying to get it through the midfield. Flag. We'll be going. Harris, though, almost there. Great trail check by Quartararo, excuse me. And what's the call here? Steve, you see what happened?
I don't. Yeah, I think there was a push.
Well, nonetheless, Glacier Peak, again, Wentlet
So that was
finds
what we call
himself in the box.
a technical push. That's a push that's a lot more difficult than a regular push.
Okay,
It's
got it.
technical. It's a lot more technical.
Got it. Harris, number 13, having to do a lot of work. Gets it out, flies, top bouncer, not there.
Harris, good look at the cage, but he misses the cage.
But Logan Wolf there up top. He goes back to Wolf. Wolf now gets it to Kennedy with a low burner, and it's saved there by Savage.
Savage with the ramp save goes right to his defense.
Yeah, here comes Meldrum. Wide open, Foley, but denied by Martinez. The rebound. Meldrum in there. And Martinez is going to win that round as he's got the comfort of the crease. Meldrum trying to figure out what's going on.
Martinez 2, Glacier Peak 0 so far.
And Josh Harris gets it. Oh, a shot. It comes out the back door, as you say. Radomski comes up with it, 44 in white. And here come Glacier Peak and Russin, the scoring machine, flips it back over to Jensen.
Yeah, this is time to settle it down. We're looking at junk ball, so coach is yelling, settle down, settle down.
Wilkinson back out now. Here's Wheeler. Wheeler getting a lot of playing time, the freshman. Mason Wheeler. And now it gives the Monroe kids a rest as well. Foley, they pressure him a little bit. LaPointe comes out here on Jensen and take his time. Now, college in 19, right? They put in the shot clock, 80-second shot clock. I'd love to see that in high school.
Yeah, I would too, Scott. But I mean, they're pushing it, and I like to see Monroe pushing out on the ball. They're clearly playing a different defense this half.
And even the goalie helps out. Martinez there, adding it. They leave it. Here's Foley, and once again stopped by Martinez. Foley, right at the doorstep there. Sawyer can't quite crack the code.
I don't know what was going on with Ryder Wilkinson on that one. It looks like somebody got him with a stun gun.
A little Simply Safe action for Martinez.
Yeah, Martinez is definitely wagging the Mutombo finger and saying, not today, my friend.
He started off the game with 2 or 3 saves. He got knocked around. Here's Wilkinson. He can knock you around. Jump shot in! Wilkinson goes high.
Who is pulling out the 70s hook shot? Ryder Wilkinson is.
I was teasing at football. I'm like, why isn't Wilkinson getting more balls? Come on, Wilkinson getting more balls. Let's go. I called him Kavanaugh for the first quarter of last year's Sumner game. You're welcome.
Game very similar to the Kavanaughs of Notre Dame fame.
Exactly. You, I think like 4 or 5 minutes in your frame, like it's Kavanaugh, it's Wilkinson.
Yeah. He definitely had.
I must have been watching Notre Dame lacrosse that day or something.
Clearly.
But as our both of our kids here at Glacier Peaks mucking it up, and if Meldrum's anywhere, if the Dyson is there, it's going in. It's going in the can. Meldrum gets it again, and here's Ryder. Think these kids are having a little fun?
You know, I think they're having a blast. I think there's no place they'd rather be right now.
11-2 Glacier Peak. 6:26 here in the third quarter. Sun sinking. Just what a gorgeous setting. Now they're flipping around. Schumacher at 11 and Monroe there. Here's Kennedy. He's got some action. Tries to take on Meldrum with a spin move. Dodge, shoots, and scores!
22, Trevor Meldrum with the nifty dodge shot.
Meldrum, Scott, with the spin and burn, absolute high bouncer. Super tough to stop as a goalie.
Yeah, he knew what he wanted to do right from the get-go there.
No, they haven't been
12-2.
changing levels, so he was looking. I mean, Martinez was looking definitely high to high.
Yeah, Martinez actually was. You could see he was frustrated because he thought he had a read on that. You taught me. You see it, you save it.
Yeah. I think Martinez was a little shocked, too. I think it's stuck in his stick a little bit longer than he thought.
Timeout. We'll take a quick break here from our friends at Airfield Espresso right after this.
Is that Meldrum's first? Didn't he have one before that?
I think he did. We're back here as Steve Sawyer and I are running some numbers. Welcome back. Glacier Peak been in control from the beginning here, 12-2 over the Monroe Bearcats. Bearcats had a little couple things going here just a little bit before the half. Talking about Trevor Meldrum. I think he does have 2. We'll have to run the number. We'll have to go in and see where we are there with all of that. But only 12 goals really through 6 games in the 2019 season for Trevor Meldrum, but he was so huge on that team. Rogers gets the win at face-off here from Monroe. And let's see if Monroe can get some things going. The Bearcats. Under first year, real first full year, Matt Morris, the head coach. Kennedy top. Ooh, swim move, goes through, shoots. We had a great angle on Savage right there. He's got to go to the corners there, tries to get it to Wheeler. Wheeler get cut up in some Bearcats. Now the push. And he shoots and shoots and it's saved by Gunnar Carswell. Carswell, he was stumbling, bumbling through all kinds of traffic.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was stopping Carswell from putting the ball in the cage. Unfortunately, Savage sees it all the way in.
And Glacier Peak now back on attack. Asian Tong there getting it through the middle easily, and that is a big thing. Their transition's just been really
you can say it's stellar.
It's been stellar. It's been easy. It's been everything. I mean, they just moved the rock. And here comes right off the change. Here's Meldrum. Puts on the gas. Jensen can unleash at any moment as well. And then Ryder Wilkinson, we were talking about, he had that, I said, isn't that basically a dunk in lacrosse? He had a little jump shot.
Yeah, I mean, he pulls the goalie out of the cage, completely gets him out of his spot, and he's able to just dump it right over the top.
Meldrum back over Max Foley. Foley working on the left side, pulls it way back out. Ryder driving in, spin, shot, saved by Martinez.
Ryder Wilkinson saved by the post on the goal.
Or the post. Eric Briggs' eyes better than mine. Here's Kennedy bringing it back up for Monroe. Monroe shoots.
Jackson Kennedy saved.
Oh, and Jackson Kennedy comes up limping.
Yeah, he looks a little hobbled. And that's what you were talking. You'd like Monroe to come up a little. It's about, you know, the quality of the shot.
Yeah, they're taking some ill-advised shots for sure. I think it's just a frustration level at this point, and they just want to get something on cage. But they really need to settle it down and get some good, clean, well-placed shots.
Shout out Steve Willits. Gave me a text on my Notre Dame. Kavanaugh. Notre Dame, I was talking to you on the phone. I feel like Notre Dame is on ESPN Lacrosse. And here's a shot and a save. Salazar tries to put another one in.
I think Martinez got a little bit of a foot on that one.
Yeah.
He's going to feel that tomorrow.
Yeah, that's going to hurt. Extend it back out. Here's Meldrum. Looking him left. There's Russ, and he has filled it up on the corner, 15 in white. Working his way over there, back out. Salazar now, Wilkinson. And these guys are in control, 2:39 left here in this third quarter. Setting it up.
Oh, Russon's posting his corner.
There, fakes and it's in. Another goal for Cage Russin. Wilkinson with the assist.
13-2 at 2:31.
The question is that 5?
Yeah.
Or is it 6?
That's got to be 5. Maybe 6.
13.
We don't know.
13-2. Glacier Peak here, 2:31 left to go in the third quarter. And talking about Bearcats, you and I get to cheer for some Bearcats down south in Salem, the Willamette Bearcats. Both our kids play on the mighty women's lacrosse team down there. They got the mighty the Loggers from Puget Sound coming in Saturday and Sunday.
Coming in ranked number 8 in the Western D3 division.
Oh, now the sticks are connected. Uh-oh.
No. We got a little technical difficulty.
That is equipment malfunction is Rogers. A lot of these kids growing up playing, they play a lot of club lacrosse around here. So a lot of them know each other. I lose the ball there, and she's just swinging a miss right there. Carswell, he gets pummeled down. And guess who? Ryan Black. And hopefully he's okay.
Oh, he's down, hurt his knee.
Oh, no. Meanwhile, Jensen's coming back. Whistles are blowing. We got to play her down. And Carswell, yeah, the junior, hopefully he's okay. He was on the other side of a Ryan Black. His older brother was Ian.
Yeah, he looks like he might have hyperextended his knee there.
Yeah.
Oh,
there
that's
he
good
goes.
to see him running
That
off the
is
field.
good.
Good, clean hit, but nobody likes to see anybody go down like that. We don't want to see injuries.
Great story about Steve Willits and lacrosse years ago when we were doing lacrosse and we had this Washington State lacrosse game of the week. Do you remember that, Steve?
Mm-hmm.
Sawyer? And Willits, I did some, and Willits had never done lacrosse before in his life. Barely knew what it was, probably. Actually, that's probably not fair. He probably knew what it was. But he had no idea the rules. And, of course, because he's a pro, he comes in and he did a fantastic job. And I'll tell you, he did many, many games, both men's, women's, and now he does the PA announcing for the girls' high school championships. He's done that many times. He's outstanding. There's Wheeler there on the right side. They're just floating it around. Jensen, Stetta thinks about it. Jensen wants a little more fun, I think. I think Jensen wants to put one in the back of the net.
Yeah, he's looking for another piece of the cord.
Freshman Wheeler gets it. But I was saying, I felt like Notre Dame, I know Syracuse is on, I think, this weekend, but Notre Dame, boy, they're getting a lot of play on ESPN. And
it was good to see Syracuse down Virginia.
yes, they were hurting. They were down a bunch of players.
Yeah.
Jensen wants it. It's stopped by Martinez right at his knees. He sits down.
Martinez drops the ball on the doorstep.
Great job. Johnny Martinez, he's bringing it tonight. He's been
That's what you
shot
call
on.
Amazon porch delivery save.
That is. And here's Kennedy. He gets by a couple defenders. Now he's open wide open, takes a shot, looks up the post. Savage running for it.
Saved by number 32, Daniel Savage.
Savage will direct his teammate.
Great job on Daniel Savage backing up the shot. No one's out there for Monroe. Savage backs up his own save.
And Monroe gets it now. Glacier Peak, loose ball. And Olmsted gets it. And now the big sticks as time expires on this third quarter. The long stickers. They want some offensive action. We'll see if we get any more. 13-2. One more
At
quarter.
GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, we know that comfort is more than just the heating and cooling equipment we deliver. It's also the comfort our customers feel with the people they engage with in the process. For over 40 years, residents of Snohomish County have trusted GNS Heating to improve the comforts of their home. And now you can save 15% on air conditioning during the month of March. Visit gsheating.com and save 15% off air conditioning today.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Scott Ohsman, Steve Sawyer. We're just talking about schedules in Glacier Peak. They face next Saturday, May 1st, 7 p.m. at Eastlake. Eastlake Wolves, the reigning state champions of 2019. They squeak by Skyline Spartans. You were there. You were on the call.
Yeah, so if anybody is not doing anything on Saturday and they're not at that game, you are really not doing anything, any of your life justice, because that game is going to be probably one of the premier battles that you'll get to experience in high school boys lacrosse this year in the regular season. Two amazingly stacked teams that have amazing ball skills.
And you got buddies there. You got Michael Rexroad here. You got from the Outlaws. You got Doherty. We were just laughing because, again, my wife, very involved in you. Obviously, we have two daughters playing lacrosse, but the state lacrosse, and Hillary Bowen, the wife, the spouse of Doherty, Chris Doherty, and she tells the fun story anytime they get in an argument. She just holds up her the number 4, all 4 fingers, because that's how many national championships she has.
Yeah. When? OD, 2019 Boys High School Championship.
Yes.
Stealth Indoor NLL Lacrosse
You were there.
Championship was there.
But Glacier Peak, Eastlake, that should be with this team. This way, it's still very early, obviously. But that could be a heck of a game.
Yeah, I believe that that's going to be an absolute battle.
Head on over to the hill there.
And it's so good to see these professional lacrosse players coming into the Northwest and coaching some of these teams up here. I mean, it's such a fast-growing sport all over the country, but it's really nice to see some of that caliber of coaching up here in the Northwest. And you're really getting some amazing results, and you're getting some very strong teams coming out of the Northwest now.
Absolutely. Ryder gets it. It's it back up. And Foley there, Salazar wanted another, had a good cut, good look. 10:58 left to go in this fourth quarter. Monroe facing at home. They get their first home game against Stanwood. Ryder pulls the trigger, but again, Martinez having a nice second half, Steve.
Yeah, it's time to get off his doorstep because he is saying, no, no, no. he doesn't say welcome, Matt. It says get out, Matt.
There's a good, I was just about to compliment the clear, but that has been tough for the Bearcats tonight. And Olmstead comes up with it and gets it to Jensen. Daxton Jensen. Just some wily veterans here. Not to mention the skills, but the smarts. They obviously they lost last year, which is tragic. But they are poised. And unfortunately this year, they're just glad to get a game in, number one, but there's no playoffs or no championship this year. They got non-league play, which was good.
Yeah, so if you are looking for a version of a championship this year, I know it's early in the season and we've already talked about it and mentioned it, but you need to go out next Saturday and watch them play Eastlake.
That should be some great high-level high school lacrosse. Meldrum now working it. Blows by Kennedy. Meldrum on his horse, flips it last second to Ryder, wasn't quite ready. He gathers it. And now they'll back it up to Foley. They'll get the offensive wheel going here. Russin, can he get another? Thinks about it.
I don't think the question is can he get another? I think it's going to be when.
Yeah. And we got, speaking of that, we got our player of the game, STSPN player of the game. Bounce it back, Foley. Foley there, the steady hands of Max Foley. He gets Russin, spins. He's got the long pole. Meldrum shoots. It's caught up there by a defender, and Rogers gets it to his goalie.
I gotta say, neither of those turned in anything, but Meldrum is cutting some corners with some serious Pirelli tires. I don't know what he did.
Seriously, Pirelli tires. You might have cut the turf on that move.
Yeah, I think you need to go check it. Somebody ripped the turf.
Kennedy, he's getting some. Ryan Black just wants to hit something. Somebody somewhere.
Yeah.
13 and white. There he goes. It's a smaller ball. There he goes. He blows over. And Black, the yard chipper, eating turf, swings, and it's stopped by Martinez behind the back shot. Oh, baby.
Was that Max Foley with the
That
junk
was
reverse
Foley.
shot?
It was. Kennedy the other way. And it's knocked down. Great defense by the long pole. Olmstead as Ryder getting bumped around. This is getting fun. Cotrero trying to get through the midfield. There he gets it. We've seen it before. The long poles, they love the long stick middies, some of them, but the long poles, you're seeing that in the last few years, right? They love to get a shot off.
Oh, yeah.
Get some torque.
And it's tough. It's tough to pick up as a goalie. I mean, that ball is coming from a whole different angle, and it's coming from a whole different place that the goalies don't get to see. And if you can get it on cage, they're very tough to stop.
7:02 left. Wheeler gets it. Now just spin and a shot and a score. Just like that, Daxton Jensen with a whip.
Wow. Wow.
That'll come up and sting you.
I mean, I think that's what they needed to do to find the back of the net this time. They were getting stopped so much on the doorstep, and they were getting stops. Martinez was owning them low now, which was tough for him first half, and they just had to blister top corner again.
That was a tough angle.
Tough angle.
I don't know that Martinez even knew the shot was coming until it was too late. That was he's got such a quick release.
Yeah, and that even went across his body. I think it went right across his face mask into the back corner.
Speaking of a long pole trying to take a shot, Cole Burrows says, yeah, I can do it. A little high.
Yeah, but unfortunately, no one backing it up, so ball goes back to Glacier Peak.
Cortero there. And it just seems no matter if it's an errant pass, every time there's a white jersey there. Zach Johnson, the junior, 28, gets it off to Russin. So who are you thinking? Do you think it's got to be Russin for player of the game?
You know, between Russin and Ryder's feeds, I mean, with Ryder and all of his goals and all his feeds, but I think Russin takes it right now with just the massive amount of lasers he's put into the top corner. He's put
a lot of quarters in the jar tonight. Wheeler, the freshman, out time, getting some good minutes. Jensen again. He goes left this time. A step downer. They left him alone. He puts another one through.
I don't know, Scott. Jensen has something to say about.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know that he wants to just hand it over to Rustin right now.
Apparently not. It's 15-2, 5:28 left to go. And this first edition here, hope to have more lacrosse on STSPN throughout the season. Todd Elving, our executive producer, 5-tool player, spinning the dials over here. He's got NASA set up. Looking at Glacier Peak Snohomish boys lacrosse coming up down there at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Asian Tong with the ground ball, gets it over to Wheeler. Wheeler's got wheels. Oh, tries to spin it over to Russin. It's a little too hot to handle. It'll be Monroe ball.
That's what you call zippy.
Good to see some parents and some fans out here. And loose ball, and that has been the other big thing, Sawyer, is just loose ball after loose ball, Glacier Peak every time.
Yeah, I mean, when you win the game on the ground, then you're going to have control of the ball most of the time. And Monroe just has not had an answer for that. They have, it's not that they're not fighting for it. It's just it seems to be time in and time out that Glacier Peak keeps coming up with that ball every time there's some sort of scrum.
Here's Harris. He picks it off. He gets on his horse. He's flying in. Rips it, and it's good. A score for Harris. Coast to coast.
Oh, unfortunately, we got Gabe Vital, the freshman goalie, in now, and Harris takes advantage.
Second for Harris tonight. And, yeah, Vital came in as goalie under our I must have missed it. But speaking of goalies, your daughter, Shelby Sawyer, having a heck of a year down there for Willamette.
Yeah, super exciting. We're both going down next weekend for senior weekend. It's going to be fun to watch them. It's going to be great games. They're having a lot of fun this year. They've made lots of strides over the last couple years. Really coming together.
Yeah, nice to see the Northwest Conference women's lacrosse coming to evolving, getting better. George Fox down there, if you're familiar with that program, they've been kind of the leading it for years and years, and so nice to see some other teams coming up. And we'll hopefully get some girls lacrosse on for you maybe at some point, and it's picked up by Monroe with Logan Wolf, the senior, 94. Here's Kennedy. And that's can't be fun, is just getting hucked by a long pole as you're the attack.
Yeah, that's swinging lumber.
Oh, speaking of losing lumber.
Picked up at number 45, Trevor Chandler.
So Chandler gets it. I'm trying to look for 44. That's Chase Radomski. He had it, and then he didn't.
Less than 2 minutes remaining in the
Under 2 to go here. 15-3 Glacier Peak.
Yeah, Chase Radomski with nice clean pick, but then his stick does a half gainer and 10 for sticking the landing, but unfortunately loses the ball. But again, Glacier Peak, absolute diamonds on the ground balls.
Now again, some young. You got Wheeler, the freshman. He's been in, but Bloom, there he goes. Great catch by Austin Bloom in 14. He goes up high. And here's another youngin'. They get it to Ryder. Ryder slips it by. That's just a strong shot. And rack up another one for Wilkinson.
That's Kyler Jensen feeding number 10.
Kyler Jensen, the younger brother. I looked down, I said number 4. That's right, Kyler Jensen, the younger brother of Daxon, the freshman. Gets on the board with an assist as the clock runs, 49 seconds to go, 16-3. So your player of the game, Gage Russin.
Yeah, I have Gage Russin as player of the game. I don't know how. I mean, clearly we have a couple different choices, but there was no answer to his just absolute left-handed ballistic missiles into the top corner.
Just so good. Everybody excited to be out here. 16 seconds running it down now. But just happy to be out playing lacrosse. Harris flies one by. This one wide. And that'll do it.
And that is the game, folks.
Glacier Peak starts out 16-3 over the Monroe Bearcats, and we got quite a highlight reel, and it's been a heck of a game. A lot of fun, Steve Sawyer.
Yeah, Scott, again, thank you for sharing this. This was a fantastic night. I love being out here with you all the time.
Absolutely.
Great battle on the field. It's just nice to be back out here watching Washington boys high school lacrosse once again. It feels like everything's right in the world.
Absolutely. So our STSPN player of the game, number 15, the junior, Gage Russin, one of the many Russins that have donned a lacrosse stick here at Glacier Peak, a family of lacrosse. So congratulations to him. And for Todd Elvig, our executive producer, 5-tool player, Sarah Elvig on camera. For Steve Sawyer, Scott Ohsman saying so long. Glacier Peak wins 16-3 over Monroe. You've been watching high school boys lacrosse on STSPN. Good night.